Hey everybody, it's Frank from A.G.E Outdoors again, coming back at you with another video. And guess what? Parts showed up. We have our TerraFlex VSS. So, let's get to showing you what we got. So anyways, there's the new sensor. And I got rummaged around the old toolbox, and guess what I found? I found the female connector. So we're gonna hook this up to the wires underneath the old Jeep. And then we're going to do another test on this guy. And fingers crossed, we will solve the speedo and the erratic shift and the torque converter, not doing torque converter things. So let's get back at it. Okay, so we're going to start with pulling the old sensor out, and then we got to splice the wire on into the harness that I have up in here. And if you remember right, this is a 12mm bolt to remove the sensor. And either my fingers aren't playing well or I had a little crud on my threads. Probably a little both. I was out building some pig fence earlier. So. Okay, so we're going to pull the sensor out. And when I did this up, TerraFlex sensor, let me get this in the video, has orange, brown, and black. Well, when I did my wires up, I didn't have any orange, but I did have black and brown. So the black and brown do directly correlate to black and brown on the sensor. So I'm just going to hook my pigtails up and hook into my wires I've got going on up here. So this way I can literally just nip them all out. The battery is currently disconnected, by the way, so it's not like I'm playing with anything with power on it. And we're going to strip these back a little bit. Once I know everything fully functions, I will more than likely come back at this and solder stuff up. But for now, I've been chasing my tail on this problem. I am just going to put butt connectors on and call it a win for me at the moment, as long as everything works. So black is going to be out here. And because we know that we have power, we know that we have ground from the last test we did, I'm realistically only going to have to test to find out if I have pulse. And as long as I have pulse down here, which is the last piece I'm missing, I will have a sensor that's fully functioning. Now, if I do not have pulse, I'm at a loss as to where to go, because all my wires are completely run from my ECU down here. So if I don't yet have a pulse when I go to test, I've got to start looking at, do I have something up at the computer not right, or do I have a computer issue? So let's hope, pray, and do whatever works to get this thing to work, because I'm supposed to be driving this thing starting tomorrow, and I'm really looking forward to driving my old Jeep on the road. It's been a long time coming, so we're just going to hope for the best and pray for the best, and good Lord willing, this will all function the way it is supposed to. Try to make sure I'm not blocking you all in the video as I put this in with my fat arms. Interesting thing is, this thing is so, the other sensor was so old, that O-ring is just nice and tight. So I know everything's fitting the way it's supposed to this time. Let's get this all snugged down, and then we'll grab the instructions for my test. And I'll go hook the battery back up, put the ignition in the run slot, and we'll see what we've got. So we're all hooked back up. We're on the impulse and on the ground, and look what I see. I see voltage change. You know what, folks? We just effectively fixed this old girl. So now I get to take the time, plug in the scanner and reset the code, and take it for a test drive. Not sure if you can all see this, but it works. We're in the driveway, so it's moving again. We successfully fixed the speedometer on this old girl. The speedometer is fixed. Ignore the check engine light. That's O2, or lack of O2s. But anyways, that is a win-win there. So I'm gonna go move on and do a quick check of tranny fluid, being that yesterday or 2 days ago, I went through and did a transmission filter and flush and a rear band adjustment. She is a little bit stiff on the rear, but speedometer works, gear shifts, and I'm not throwing a VSS code, which is huge. So I'm gonna check this. I'll come back at you guys in a few minutes, because we're also gonna put a turn signal arm on this girl, because she kind of had some turn signal issues too. So be back at you in a couple minutes. Okay, folks, so this here is the arm that I need to replace. This one, for some reason, it's got a short in it. And since the day I bought this old Jeep, I have had issues with the passenger side tail light not blinking. And now if I get it to blink, four ways don't work. If four ways work, passenger don't blink. It's just kind of goofy. I have been through the wiring harness, and there still might be a pigtail issue, but this old girl was like 20 bucks on eBay. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off. I gotta find a place that I can set you guys up so you actually can watch me do the deed on this one. But I am going to try and get this all changed, and hopefully be able to share the experience with you fine folks out there in YouTube land. I would have really liked to have fixed this back when I had the whole dash apart, but at that point in time, I really wasn't sure if I was going to go after the switch or if I thought it was just wiring. I decided to do this, and we will see if this solves the problem. If it does solve the problem, great. If not, then I'm gonna have to dive a little bit more into the taillight harness. But we're gonna see what we find out here. If I can get this thing apart. I did go through when I did the dash, and I did end up having to cut this portion because it just wasn't playing nice with me. And I had reached a point that I was done fighting with it. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, so we got a brace. looks like we've got a brace. I'm gonna go over there and bring you guys out and show you what I'm looking at. Doo-ba-doo-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Beautiful day out. So we look at this and you see the plastic, and that hole is the mount, pins on the bottom. I do not believe that actually gets screws. I think it just pins in. So when you look in here, there's this screw and this screw, which are Torx, which look to be holding this plate on. Oh, might be another one right here too. Sorry guys. Whoop. Oh yeah, there's another Torx in there. Those are probably T25s. So let's go over here to the old toolie box and see what we can find. Hey, look, I managed to do that in the first shot. And hopefully this doesn't do something stupid like, I don't know, maybe there's a spring attached to it for my tilt. That would really suck. However, it wouldn't be the first time I've done something wild like that. I did not YouTube or Google how to pull this apart. So you are walking through a rookie on this arm. I've taken them out of the X.J.s, and the X.J.s, it's usually 2 bolts, 2 screws back through here. But on this one, I'm not sure. So we're gonna try and go after this one. I gotta use two. So that little brace cover comes off of this old girl. And now, I was hoping I wasn't going to have to, but I think I might have to pull the dash back apart, maybe, to get the screws out. Oog. Yep. There are 2 plugs here. So it looks like I'm going to pull my dash cover off. So let me go throw you up on the tripod. Okay, well, let's see if you guys can see some of what I do on this or not. Got to get in here so I can get those 2 things unplugged. Hopefully it's not much more than that. I have a feeling I'm also going to end up having to pull the metal panel kick guard as well. So we shall see. Oh, maybe not. Okay. So, hey, that helped. I was able to swing that up out of the way. Poor thing's all gummed up. I'll come show you what I actually did. I have a tilt column, and in the tilt column you have the arm and the cable. Well, mine is missing the push spring, so I was able to push this forward and disconnect the cable for my tilt. So now I can plug these guys back in and get this all bolted back up. with the new arm. And as you can see, my old one, it's seen better days. Connections are dirty, cruddy. I think it's been kind of taken apart. But we are going to, yeah, really trying to do a little bit more showing everybody what I'm doing and not just doing stuff and showing you it complete. This would be easier with a cameraman or maybe a different type of camera. Right now I'm just using my iPhone. It gets the job done, just not necessarily the way I'd like to get it done. That bolts in there. Take this little guy here. Being I got everything swung out of the way, might as well go ahead and screw all this stuff back down. Oh, that's the Torx. Too many little things here, and I'm missing the hole on this one. I think this one screw, it didn't want to come out of the retainer at all. Oh yeah, I just seen it. It has a safety washer on it to hold it in, which is kind of cool because that tends to tell me that it's probably never really been apart. And I know that some of this Jeep was junkyard parts that were all put together to make not so junkyard parts. So I'm going to get this put in. Now that that's up, see if we can get this stuff put together for the tilt column back where it's supposed to be. That. I'm going to go ahead and see if we can get that ignition cover all put together. Once it gets together, we'll go ahead and we'll test it and see what we got. If this doesn't solve my turn signal issue, well, that will be a video for another day of me going through and rebuilding my taillight harness. But let's hope and pray that this works too. And we are having a good day and a good run of luck. I don't know if you can see it, there's a mosquito that keeps bumping into the tip of my nose. Okay, so you are going to fight me all the way today. Normally this thing doesn't quite all the way back together like this. So I'm not quite sure why it's fighting me today. Okay, it's in. What was fighting me is right down here. Just make it out. There is a clip. Right there. There's 3 of those. And I had the plate sitting on top of it, not inside them. So that's what was fighting me. Well, I'm going to get things set up and we're going to test some turn signals. Yep, driver's side works. And I still don't have a passenger side. And I only have 4 ways. Oh, I do have 4 ways back here. Do I have a blinker back here? I do not. So what that tells me is the relay's functioning, but something else is amiss. Brake light check. Come back. See what we had. So the only thing that we did not solve today was my passenger side turn signal, which seems odd because the relay is the same one that's used for the 4-ways. My best guess is I probably have a broken or grounded out wire in the harness somewhere in there, but that's going to be a problem that we'll solve another day. I have brake lights, I have 4-ways, I have driver's side turn signals, so I guess I only turn left. I don't know, but we've got the speedometer working, yeah, which gave me the transmission shift points back where they should be, yeah, and a torque converter that functions. Ooh. You know what that means? Trail time. Yeah, I know, I'm a little weird today. It's been one of those days. I'm excited too because the old girl is road legal. Plates, insurance, transmission working, speedometer working. And tomorrow we are going to drive it to church. And we're going out to ice cream with some friends from another church out in Grayling, Michigan. And wife doesn't know it yet, but after ice cream, we're taking the fun way home. I'm going to work on having some video for you guys. So, I do have some video I still got to edit and put together the other day. It wasn't shifting right. I didn't have speedo. Probably shouldn't have even tried. I went and rode some mild trail. I did have the dogs with me, so running a camera was kind of a challenge, and I did get some drone footage. I just got to get some time to edit, and right now I'm working on updating a computer so I've got better software so I can actually get you guys a little bit more content that you like. But we'll be back on the rover probably next couple of days. So you should see a video for the rover coming out here, I would say in the next 3 to 5 days. And right behind that, I'm going to do a little bit of a off-track video. You probably always hear chickens, so I'm going to give you a farm walkthrough at some point in time, probably in the next week or so. Just because, well, I think it'd be kind of cool to do now that I got a lot of stuff accomplished and it's been taking up my time. But anyways, I've been rambling enough. I got to go get some fuel. And hey, keep on aging and stay blessed.